Hello, Hannah here. So it's time for another video, another update on what's happening in my personal life, I guess. So it's a bit of a different view you guys are getting today. The last time I did this video, I was walking in the dark in the rain. Today, it's been raining, but it's not raining at the moment. And we're actually walking during the day, so you can actually see my face. Yay! If things get a bit noisy, it's just because I'm walking sort of along a main road. I'm walking to my local shops to get a coffee, because I love coffee. I am like killing two birds with one stone. I am walking, getting some exercise. Actually, make that three. Talking to you. And I'm getting a coffee because I really want a coffee. Anyways, well, Fringe going crazy in the wind. It is a bit windy too, so if it gets a bit windy, sorry. Alright, I'm just going to put my arm down a little bit because my arm's getting a bit sore. Alright, so where do I start? Well, I guess last video I made, I think I spoke about there being another change to my life that's coming, a change I'm feeling a bit like unsure of whether I should go through with it or not, basically because I was worried about upsetting some people and things like that. And well, it's a change. All changes you make to your life can be a bit scary because you're doing something that's different. Oh, great. We got the bell. Sorry, I hope the bell will stop in a minute because it's like impossible to like hear me talk when the bell's going off crazy. Just let me cross the road. Anyway, I'm walking away from the bell, so now hopefully you can hear me. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, you heard me speak in the last video about a change that I was going to make to my life, that I was scared to do because, well, obviously if I make the choice, there was a possibility I was going to upset some people with the decision I was making. And on the other hand, obviously it's a change that I'm making, and all changes you make to your life can be a little bit scary because you are doing something different than what you're normally comfortable with doing. And when you make a change, a lot of the time you can't predict the future because you don't know what that change is going to do for your life 100%, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I've made the change, I've made the decision. A lot of people in my life at the moment know what that decision is, so I'm going to share it with you. So I quit my job. Yes, I quit my job. So for those of you who don't know, the job I was doing is I was working in a small horse riding school, working as an instructor. So I was teaching beginners, kids to adults, not all of them all beginners, like some of them, you know, who were a bit more advanced, I was teaching some of them as well. And I've been doing that job for maybe 2.5 years now. I've been working at that riding school for about 2.5 years. And it's been great. It's been a great 2.5 years, to be honest. Like, when I started there, I'd never taught a lesson in my life. I didn't, and I was always because I seriously hope you guys can hear this video because their cars are coming past like crazy. So I can hope you can hear me over it. We'll find out when I listen back to this. But yeah, when I first started working at the riding school, I had never taught a lesson in my life. And personality-wise, for anyone who knows me, I'm quite introverted. So I guess I've always been quite shy and quite quiet. I was definitely much that sort of person who would rather listen than talk. Sorry, just crossing a road. Yeah, so you know what? Me working in the riding school and teaching lessons was great because I not only got to spend time with horses, but my job as a coach meant I had to communicate with people and do a lot of talking and basically have the confidence in myself that what I was telling and instructing these people to do was right. Because another part with me is that I can doubt myself quite a lot in my ability and things like that. Even if I know it's right, this doubt will come over my mind that I can't do it or I'm doing the wrong thing, even if I'm not, if that makes sense. Maybe you guys can relate to that. So working as an instructor there, it helped me develop communication skills and basically the confidence to back myself. Like I developed this persona that's like I set aside from my normal personality. Because like I guess like let me cross the road again. So because I guess like my normal personality, my natural personality is I am quite quiet. I don't talk that much. I mainly listen a lot of the time, and I'm quite in my own head, in my own world. I guess people would describe me as a bit in my own world and a little bit like that. But working in the riding school, obviously, I moved my thumb. Working in the riding school, obviously, I couldn't be like that because of my job as a coach. Like I had to talk to people, I had to be confident in myself and all that sort of thing. So over the 2.5 years, I developed this persona where if you asked any of my students and then you asked them what's my personality like, they would say, I'm quite confident. What else would they say? Some of them would say I'm a bit tough. Depending on who the student is, I can put quite a bit of pressure on them to get the job done if I think they're capable of it, that sort of thing. And they definitely wouldn't say I was quiet. Like they'd say I was very friendly. They would probably say I'm a bit outgoing because I can get quite excitable in my lessons too. So, which is quite the opposite of what I naturally am like. So in that respect, I think it's pretty cool that through my coaching and that sort of thing, I have developed this, persona, because I'm hoping this persona will be able to stay with me for the rest of my life. And I can just sort of pull this persona out when I need to, which I guess is what I'm doing now, because my normal personality would say no to talking on camera, so I'm pulling out this other persona, I guess, right now. So I guess it is helping. So I'm very grateful for my opportunity to work in the riding school and everything that I have learned. But after 2.5 years, hang on, let me cross the road. Got to pay attention crossing roads. But yeah, I guess though, after 2.5 years though, I became very comfortable in my role as a coach, and unfortunately I started to become a bit bored in the job as well. Like, I felt like I wasn't learning anything new. I was, very comfortable with what I was doing. It was just the same routine, the same students. And even if there were different students, it was sort of the same. Like I was teaching the same routine, going through the same steps to teaching and all the rest of that. And I was every time I went and worked there, I was getting more and more bored in my role because I wasn't learning. And I'm a big person who just wants to learn. The moment I stop learning is the moment I get bored, and I tend to switch off a little bit. And I become unhappy if I'm not learning as well. So that was basically what was happening as I was working at the riding school, I guess. Especially over these last few months, like I've been getting more and more bored, just because I felt like I wasn't learning anything new, and it was the same thing. That's nothing against, like, obviously the business or anyone working there. It was just me. It was just me and the way things were playing out for me. And I guess also you got to remember, like, I obviously, with my dreams of dressage, coaching, learning how to coach, of course, definitely that's been, you know, an amazing part of my journey. But for me to get to my dream, staying in that job was not going to help me get any closer, if that made sense, you know. So basically I decided that, you know, I needed to make a change. I needed to quit my role at that riding school and, you know, start something else that would challenge me and would allow me to learn. Which I guess is what I've done. So at the beginning of last week, I put my official email of resignation in. And I'm going to be still with this business for, well, another 3 weeks. Because obviously I didn't want to leave them in the lurch, because again, the reason why I'm quitting has nothing to do with the business itself, or any of the people there, or my boss. It has nothing to do with them. It just has to do with my journey and, you know, my happiness basically. But it has nothing to do with any of those people personally. So hang on, let me pay attention here. All right, back. So I handed in that resignation at the beginning of last week. I was a bit nervous about handing it in. I was a bit on and off about doing it because, you know, I don't want to like sound cocky in how I say this, and I hope it doesn't come across that way, but because I'm a riding instructor for the riding school, I am 1 out of 3, and I have quite a lot of students who come every Friday, Saturday, Sunday to have lessons with me. And so I sort of knew by me saying, resigning, I knew I was going to have quite a significant impact on the business, because obviously they're down one coach, which means they have a lot of students who won't be coming for lessons, or they'll have to shuffle around and find someone else who can take those lessons. Like, it's just going to have a very big impact on how the business runs and put the business under a bit of stress. And so I knew by me saying I'm resigning, you know, obviously, which is a normal knowledge, you're not, you know, from a business perspective, you're not going to be very impressed, if that makes sense, which is a normal reaction. I'm just thankful enough that my employer, you know, it was very understanding. Obviously, you know, she did say, you know, she can't say she wasn't, you know, she couldn't, as you know, she said to me, you know, she couldn't say that she was not disappointed that I was leaving, but she understood why I was leaving. So, you know, I guess having an understanding. Hang on, let me cross the road. But yeah, I guess, you know, it made me feel a bit more at ease that she had that understanding, that although from her perspective it's not great that I'm leaving, but she also understood that for my journey and what I want to achieve, it was the right thing to do for me. So that's the big change. I can't believe I actually did resign. I'm still a little bit like, did I do the right thing there? Like, I'm still sort of feeling a bit like that. But no, I'm sure I'm just going to trust. I've got to trust the universe that, you know, things will work out as it's meant to be. Now, for those of you wondering, since I've quit that job, what's next? Like, what am I doing next? Well, I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I took a little bit of a leap of faith quitting that job. Sort of, not really. Like, I'm doing some work at a training stable during the week, basically, where I'm basically employed as a rider, where I'm basically helping to educate horses for owners and things like that. So, and the reason, it's not 100% official yet. I'm still more on a bit of a trial basis and seeing how that turns out. But, you know, I hope it works out, because, you know, my job will be as a rider. So obviously it's different from coaching, because when I was coaching, I didn't really ride. I was just teaching people who were riding horses. Whereas now my job is a bit different, because I'm riding and I'm teaching horses now instead of people. So that's a little bit different. And obviously I'm a bit nervous about that role, because I don't know, I guess the self-doubt monster creeps in and goes, oh, will I be able to actually educate these horses for actual people and things like that? But I guess, hang on, let me cross the road again. But I guess that's where, like, if I felt comfortable in the role, then I guess I know that role isn't for me, because it hasn't pushed me outside of my comfort zone. But because I'm feeling a little bit scared about it, then I guess it's a good challenge. Like, I'll learn heaps, no doubt. Like, part of my role as well is I'm going to learn the process of breaking horses in to be ridden and things like that. So there's a lot of learning opportunities there, which I'm really excited to sort of add into my bank of knowledge. And yeah, that's not 100% official yet. It's just, I'm still there as a bit of a trial basis, I guess, to see if it, you know, works out or not. But I hope it does, and if it doesn't, I'm sure something else will come up that's more suited or equally as suited as that would have been, because that's just the way the universe works. That's the way I believe the universe works anyways. So yeah, so that is what's new. You might have also noticed I've not been posting very much for the last 2 weeks, and that's just because I've been doing my trial at this new place while still working at the riding school, and let's just say I've been really busy and coming home really tired. Every time I go to start writing a post for you, I get like halfway through and literally fall asleep. That's not a very good way to start, but basically it's just not happened because I've just been way too mentally and physically exhausted. But but I'm sure I'll get used to all of this stuff, and again, I'm only at the riding school another 3 weeks, so I'll have some more days off once I've finished with them. I'll have some more days off to catch up on sleep and things like that, so then I'll be able to get back to normal. I'll try and get some stuff out this week. If I can, I'll have another crack at it, because I'm that sort of person. I'm just going to have another go and see if I can do it. But if not, I'll try again next week and the week after. And then definitely once I've finished with the riding school, I will definitely have time, and definitely will start getting stuff out then. But yeah, so that's me. That's what's happening with me at the moment. Very exciting, and yeah. Anyway, talk to you guys soon. See you later.